talk about maybe the difficulties you had finding your place and how the cost impacted you?
Yes, so we were under the understanding, okay, central Pennsylvania or south central Pennsylvania is a huge place and affordable, housing and so on, because coming from California, so the real estate in California, then, it was a little bit shock after learning, the real estate market, condition, and also the rental uh, properties and how much we have to pay and so on. Maybe it is not a, it's a peak time. So we arrived in August where most of the, students are looking for accommodation and so on. So it was a high demanding time. So we were able to find, single bedroom apartment. And when we looked at the cost, it's almost $1,600 plus utilities. I think that is something we were surprised for that sort of accommodation.
I recently took a job in Gettysburg, but finding a place in Gettysburg has been difficult and frustrating based on a limited amount of um, openings or apartments available, and then like being rejected or just trying to find a place that would work for me.
Right now, to me, tenant bashing. Terrible tenants, terrible tenants, terrible tenants. There's a lot of terrible landlords. We like like I said, we lost laws that used to protect us. There's no mold law in Pennsylvania anymore. There, if you got mold in your house, you can't, there's no law that says you can't, the landlord can't rent you a house that's full of mold, whether you and your children are getting sick or not. If you look at the list, I should have pulled it out for this interview, but if you look at the list from city codes, there got to be at least 20 protections that we no longer have. They no longer will investigate for you. And mold just stuck. Mold was like the biggest one for me. They're not required to have storm doors anymore. There used to be a time you had to have a storm door on the front and the back of your house. It's not required anymore. There used to be a time you had to change your carpet out every 7 years. They don't have to anymore. There was a time you had to have storm windows on at every window. Some of these houses that are out here for rent are like in such bad condition, but the rents are going up. Like the rents now from 15th Street in 2019 to here in 2020, rent increased like $250, $300. But the quality is not increasing. The rents are, you can barely touch a house now for under $1,000. And if you do touch one for under $1,000, it's someplace you probably don't want to live.